Hello friends and welcome to Sue's Christmas Grotto. So this year's video for you for Christmas is just me on my laptop sitting in my lounge. We've had a hell of a year, haven't we, with this whole COVID period. And I'm looking forward to 2021 and thinking about what might we learn from 2020 and what I'm thinking about for 2021. So earlier in the year we had lockdown, and that immediately meant no maze activities at all. We couldn't meet face to face, which was really difficult. So during lockdown, I did a Facebook Live talk every week on a whole range of different topics based on what you were contacting me for help about. So there's around SEND support and managing anxiety and mental health issues. It's around managing transitions to new schools and things like that. So we had a Facebook Live video and a free help sheet that went out. Those free help sheets are still available, so if you'd like to have any of the help sheets on any of those topics, get in touch. One of the other ways that I tried to make sure that you were all still getting the information that you might need and might be useful was by doing a range of videos. So I had loads of video chats. Of course, everybody in the world was using Zoom, and me included. So via Zoom, I made lots of videos this year with lots of people and learned about some great organisations. So I met Jane from Complete Life, who offers respite care services. That was great to learn about what they do and to be able to share that information with everybody. I've really enjoyed spending a lot of time talking with Kieran from the Multi-Schools Council this year. So Multi-Schools Council is a platform of young people who are trying to raise awareness of the issues that are faced by young people with additional needs and a whole range of other issues as well. So it's been great to really connect with them and think about how young people can have an amplified voice and how we can pair that up with what families also saying about what needs are for SEND support and provision generally. The team at Essex Short Breaks have continued to do an amazing job all the way through the year. So even though lots of the face-to-face activities have not been able to go ahead, they have really transformed the work that they've been doing to try to make sure that there are support services out there and available for children. And I did a video with them earlier in the year to find out about how their work had changed and how people could access help and support. Also during the year, the government amended the Children and Families Act to move away from the statutory duty on the local authority, who it said previously must put the provision in place where a child was identified with additional needs that needed special education support, to that the local authority must make reasonable endeavours. And I really appreciated that Ros Somerville, who's the quadrant manager for the North East of Essex, and Helen Wall, head of SEND participation and engagement, took time to make a video with me, a discussion about what reasonable endeavours meant, and to explain what they'd been doing at the local authority to try to make sure, as best they could, that every child had a provision in place. Feedback from families was that provision in schools was wildly varied. Some schools did an amazing job and families were very grateful. And other schools, you maybe had much less contact with families. So that was an interesting period. Obviously now the Reasonable Endeavours Amendment has elapsed and we're back to the full force of the law. So it'll be very interesting to see what the new year brings in terms of schools' capacity to provide SEND support for pupils with additional needs. One of the other new collaborations that I set up this year was working with the wonderful Jamal from Dream the Change. Dream the Change is a community interest company working with families from Black, Asian, minority ethnic backgrounds who have children with additional needs. And they've been doing fantastic work this year. Last time I spoke to Jamal, she was busy allocating Christmas presents. So they had managed to source huge numbers of donations for their families in the North East, in Colchester area. And she was busy distributing presents and gifts for families to have over Christmas. So I've loved working with Jamal and look forward to what we can do together next year also. And it wouldn't be fair for me to do a roundup of the year without mentioning my friend and colleague Michelle Shavdia, who has done many videos with me, had many calls and chats with me over the course of the year. She and I have produced a webinar about anxiety that you can review back on the Maze YouTube channel. And we also more recently did a series of talks about protecting and looking after mental health. Michelle does a great job also of working with families for a whole range and variety of reasons, and offers brief solution-focused therapy sessions. She's able to offer 4 free sessions for a family. So that has been a really worthwhile collaboration this year. In terms of the usual Maze activities, we've had to really radically transform that this year. So as we got through the summer and I began to realise that we're not just going to come back to how things were in September, I decided to see if it would work offering Maze as an online programme. So in August, I started to offer Maze online as a 10-week programme. And actually, it's been running consecutively since then. So as we stop for Christmas now, I'm in the middle of a group which will complete after Christmas. And into the new year, we'll have another new cohort that will start. And we're just continuing on this ongoing basis. We've got the dates planned all the way through till Easter. So I think we'll just review how the land lies by Easter. But it's worked out really well, much better than I thought. I was really afraid that we'd lose so much by not being in the room together. And yes, granted, it is different. Face-to-face can never be replaced by an online version of getting together with other parents. But the parents who've participated have reported so many additional benefits from being part of the Maze group. You know, additional confidence, better understanding of their children's needs, more patient, more able to deal with challenging behaviours. And I think people have also really appreciated the fact that being able to do it via Zoom and get that support, even though we have this awful COVID situation that's restricted us so much. So still being able to access support, being able to attend Maze without any issues around childcare or parking, and being able to sit two parents together for many families at the screen and both take part at the same time has been really, really good. I've been super proud of the work of the Harwich and Colchester parent support teams this year, who in collaboration with me, have managed to host so many coffee events, virtual coffee mornings and coffee evenings, providing support, advice and information for people, and mostly just turning up and having a little chat and a laugh about things to keep things going, keep the mood up. But we've also had a range of professionals taking part in those sessions, providing advice. We've had the paediatrician, Ben Marlow, gave us a fantastic session, specialist teacher, occupational therapists. We've had all sorts of various professionals. Of course, Charmaine Champ, who has done such great work with us again this year. So those coffee mornings and evenings will continue into the new year via Zoom. So they're free, anybody can drop in. So you can have a look on the Maze website, go to our events page. On the events calendar, you'll find all the links to join all of the dates for the coffee mornings and evenings into the new year. So bring on 2021. As I say, next year Maze Online will be continuing. And I'm very excited to say that we have a new course starting in January called How to Navigate the SEND System in Uncertain Times. So this is an 8-week course, 1 hour a week for 8 weeks. It's only £10 per person. And we'll be covering a whole range of topics about the SEND system, how it works, some of the difficulties and barriers. We'll be looking at SEND law and also be looking at those critical skills that you need to be able to have a good and positive negotiation and to get the outcome that you want. So I'm really looking forward to delivering that as something new. Also coming up in 2021 will be a series of talks about the education system. So looking forward to a good conversation with Kieran, and hearing the voices of young people and children, combined with the experiences of families as well. So we'll bring that to you, a series about education and what do we think about the future of education, what have we learned from this COVID period. And finally, just to say, if anybody out there is in need of help or support or information, please get in touch. One of the things I think I've done most of this year is individual consultations with people via Zoom or telephone or just messaging support. So know that support's here for you. Please do get in touch and I'll be happy to help you. All that's left to say is hope you all have a really lovely family Christmas as best you can, and good luck and good wishes to all of you for the new year. Lots of love.